Hello, how's it going? So my name's Brad and I run a business called 128-Bit Studios. I'm just sorting out pop-out chat, there we go. Let's get all my screen set up. So, let's get going. Okay, so the whole idea of this series is I'm basically going to build an app from start to finish. When I say build an app, I'm not just going to build an app. I'm going to build, go through planning, going to go through tooling on the computer. Things like terminal setup, GitHub setup, authorization keys. Then we're going to actually build the app, or at least prototype the first iteration of it. And then after that, we're going to do some bug fixing, mate. Well, obviously there's going to be bug fixing. I'm going to do Q&As, hopefully, if I get some more people on the live stream. There's only a couple of people on here at the minute. And then after we finish the app, we're then going to ship it. So we're going to build all the back end. We're going to do all the security. We're going to do the release management cycle. We're literally going to do everything from start to finish. And the idea of this is that I want to give people a realistic idea of what it takes to build an app, because a lot of people go on there and go, oh, I've done a Udemy course and it took me like a week, and now they can be a programmer. And programming is a lot more than that. It's a lot more than that. Power to you for going out and actually doing something and learning it, but it doesn't make you a programmer. A programmer is like, it's all experience. I see people, I've interviewed people before at previous jobs who they come in and they say, I've got 3 months experience, and it's like, and they want like 40k a year. It's just not going to happen. You need to have experience, because programming is not about coding itself. It's all about learning how to react to things that happen within a program, like an app building environment. So like, you might have like a major bug that's come through, and you might need to go and fix it. And we're going to discuss how to handle that. So I think this first episode, we're just going to spend an hour and a half maybe, if I've got the time, because I started a bit late today because I do have a full-time job. So what I've done is I've got my iPad mirrored up to the screen so I can draw on it and I can show you what I'm doing. So we're just going to write some notes. So I've got an app idea, and I don't care if people steal it, it's fine, there's probably a million out there. But basically, I'm really into drones. And what we're going to do is we're going to build a drone app. So we're going to have the app itself, and then we're going to have loads of other stuff. So we're going to need an API. We're going to need security. If I can spell. We're going to need a database. Undecided yet. I'm probably going to use Mongo, as I do have a few tutorials on MongoDB. We're also going to need infrastructure. So let's draw another box over here and put infra. Now I'm thinking DigitalOcean, just because I've done tutorials on that before. I'm more familiar with AWS, but I want to try DigitalOcean because I do think it's the way forward. We're also going to do, hello everyone who's live streaming, go on YouTube and type in 128-Bit Studios and my live stream will be on there. So we've got app, security, infra, API, MongoDB, and we're also going to need some kind of automation for this, like something that basically automatically builds our app. So we're probably going to have, let's have a think about it. Jenkins? Nah. So there's a few out there. Let's have a look quickly. It's on Safari. So we've got Jenkins, which is quite well known. We've also got well, that was going to be a new tab. Control T. We've also got Circle CI. We've got Travis, not Travis Perkins. Travis CI. So we've got Travis CI. We've got what's the other one? Puppet. Is Puppet one? Probably held automation or configuration management software. It's kind of automation. There's also one specifically for apps called Hockey App. Actually, no, Hockey App is something completely different. Now, Hockey App, it allows us to send out beta invites for Android and iOS, so we can have people beta testing on Android and iOS. So I'm actually gonna use that because I like Hockey App. It got bought out by Microsoft a couple of years ago, but I used it before that. So let me just show the screen. So I've written down Hockey App up there. Hey Dennis, how you doing? So going back to the automation side, probably I think we're going to use Circle CI. We'll give that a go. We'll give that a whirl. So these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are the main. Oh, there we go. So these are the main compartments of building an app. Obviously, if we just have a mobile app on its own with no API, which you can do, like games and stuff like that, we won't need the API, won't need security, won't need a MongoDB, won't need infrastructure. So basically everything in the middle here only applies to us if you're building an API. But the ones on the outside, so 1, 4 and 7, these ones are actually needed for every app, no matter what you're doing. So let's clear this. How do I clear? So that one. Delete. There we go. So the first thing we need to do is we need to work out. So we've got all of the things, the compartments that we need. The building blocks for what we need. So we need to have a plan. So I reckon if I do 2 to 3 2-hour sessions a week, which is 6 hours. Oh. I can actually spell hours. I think it'll probably take, for a very, very basic first working alpha version, I'm going to estimate, and I'm being very, very, what's the opposite of conservative? Opposite of conservative, I don't know the word. So 6 hours over, let's say, 6 weeks. Oh, I'm so bad at spelling on this thing. So we've got 6 hours over 6 weeks, which equals 36 hours. So I reckon 36 hours to get something up, which is really, really basic. So if we start now, it's now the 10th of December, 2020. I'll bear in mind we've got Christmas as well, so I might have to miss a session or two over Christmas. I reckon we'll be finished by end of January. So let's say 31st of Jan, 2021. So I reckon that's a very, very high level estimation of how long it's going to take to build this thing. So what you're all here for, let's have that bit as well. Oh god, I can't get the edge. There we go. That's really cool. I didn't know you can move this. So you can do that, then you can move that, you can move it around. That is really cool. I do like this app. It's the Microsoft one. What's it called? Whiteboard. It's fucking awesome. Okay, so we're building a drones app. What does this app have to do? Let's define the outcomes. Can I make this thicker? Yeah, I can. Let's make this a bit thicker. No, thicker than that. Thicker than that. Can we make it any thicker than that? That's really not thick enough. What's this one? Ugh, that's a weird one. Maybe if I do this pen here. No, it's all the same pen. What's this one? No, not that one either. Okay, we'll just go with this one. Just put it on black. Okay, so we want outcomes. So number one. So I've been thinking about a few features of this app. So the first thing we want to do is we want to have, so I want it to be like a news app. So let's just do like a brainstorm over here, and then we'll put outcomes over there. So I want it to have some kind of news. I want it to link to my existing drone channel. So I want like a YouTube portal. Now, one thing I am going to say quickly is when you're building an app, it's good to just brainstorm a load of ideas, even if you're not going to do them as a first version. Just brainstorm everything that you might want, because I've worked in waterfall method before, which is when you do everything, you plan out everything you want, and then you plan it all into weeks, and then you've got a finished product, then you pack it up, and then you go, that's your product, and then you might extend it later on, which will be another waterfall where you like have another load of features come in, and you do that. But what I really like is Agile. Now, Agile methodology is an iterative process, so you go planning, build, test, release, repeat. And the best thing about this is you can do like a long-term roadmap. Hi Harry, how you doing? So I've just seen you on the app. So you can do a long-term roadmap, which is where you project what you want down like 6 months down the line, which is essentially what we're doing here. And then what we'll do is we'll pick out the features that we want for a first version. Okay, so I want a news section, I want a YouTube portal, I want I want a map as well. So what this map will do, I want it to list out the no-fly zones in the UK, and then off of that I also want you to be able to do my location. I know you can't read my writing, but I can read it. So my location, so you might have seen on some apps you've got this little arrow sign. It might be in blue, so you've got this little blue icon here, and then what you do is you click it and it shows you your location, but you have to give your permission first. And that's this is what I want to do, because on this app I want to be able to for you to go somewhere, click my location, and then tell you whether or not it's safe to fly in that zone. I think that'll be really helpful for people. I don't actually know how many people are watching on my Instagram. Anyway, I want to turn this off. Okay, sorry about that. This is live stream, so there's no script here. It's just me being me, checking my phone and not concentrating on the task at hand. How many people have we got watching actually? Didn't check. 4 playbacks. Okay, so yeah, so what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to click on the blue icon and tell you exactly where you are and whether it's safe or not to fly, and whether there's any restrictions in the area that you're at. So I think that'll be a really cool feature. Another thing I want to do is we'll go back to the black marker. I want to have a portal that has like photos. Like, I don't want to reinvent the wheel and have like I don't want to reinvent the wheel and have an Instagram on here, but I think what might be cool is if you had like a profile and then you could link your Instagram photos, so you'd have like IG photos. Actually, I'm going to call that media, because you might do media as photos and videos. Yeah, so you have a profile, you do IG media, and then you might have like your Twitter on there, so other social links. But it'll allow people to find other drone people without having to go through Instagram and trying to find people. Because the good thing about this is because you might be able to like put your location on the profile. So I'm going to put that there, like my area. And then what that'll allow you to do is search for people who are into drones within your area. And then if you want to go up to like Scotland, you can find people up in Scotland. And then, oh, that's the other thing as well. So let's do this line over here. I want to be able to do like recommended. recommended locations. So people can like rate locations for like how good they are for the drone footage, and then that will then link into the profile. So that let's do a little arrow that way so you know which way it's going. So that will then link into the profile, so you can have people recommending locations and then rating them, and then you can look at the person's profile of like maybe they've flown there before and they've got some video footage or photo footage of that area, so you can see them. So it all kind of it all goes back on itself. So I think that'd be a really cool idea. So I'm going to screenshot this if I can remember how to screenshot on an iPad. Nope. There we go, screenshot. So I want to save that because I want the brainstorm, but we're actually going to remove it. No, we're gonna keep it for now. So what are the outcomes for the first version? So that's not V, that's W. Version 1. So what is the absolute minimum out of all of these things here, what I want to release within 6 weeks? So obviously I need the app, and it's quite an obvious one, but it's also one that gets overlooked. So if I should have screenshotted the other picture of all my different compartments and my sections, but like, so the app isn't just the app, it's the API, it's the infrastructure, it's the tooling, it's the GitHub account, it's the security, it's the database, it's the Swagger documentation on the API. It's basically everything, but at a base level. So this is going to take the most time. I reckon that's probably going to take like 4 weeks. Honestly, I think that's going to take 4 weeks, because you basically just want like a really good baseline, so then you can build on top of it. Like, think of it like a foundation in a house, and then you build building blocks on top of that. The second thing we want, so in the last 2 weeks, which is going to be where we start adding features and stuff, is so I want to have the map for the safety aspect. I reckon that'll probably take 1 week. That's like contingents, taking into account contingency. So that'll be 3 2-hour sessions, and then also I want to have the login, so I want to do the profile. Now I think that might take 1 to 2 weeks, so we might actually go over. But what I'm hoping is, I could have done that before. So what I'm hoping is actually the app takes quicker than 4 weeks. Then the map will take a week, and then the profile will take 1 week or 2 weeks. But then we'll make up for it in the other areas. So that's what my theory is anyway of the timings of this. So let's take another screenshot, and then what I'm also going to do is I'm just going to go back. I'm going to delete that, and then what I want to do is I just want to draw out what we draw out earlier. So sorry, I know I'm repeating myself, I forgot to screenshot it. So we want the app, we want API, infra, CI, release management, which is Hockey app. Oh, something else we forgot actually to talk about is the app stores. So we're going to have to set those up and submit our app to the app stores. DB, which is probably going to be Mongo. Actually no, it's definitely going to be Mongo, I think now. We also so I want to build this with modern technologies, so I want to use microservices, so we're going to need a bus, probably Rabbit. I will talk more about that later. So RabbitMQ. So we've got app API. We need some security in the form of like a gateway, like an API gateway or something like that. And also we need authentication. So we're probably going to outsource that to something. Maybe I'm thinking either Firebase or I definitely don't want to brew my own, because it's just annoying to make my own. And at least if you do authentication with Firebase or Auth0, it has like Facebook and Twitter and all that, like all baked in, so we don't need to worry about that. So we've got Hockey app, DB, security, auth. Is there anything else I forgot? I'm sure there's something I forgot, but I'll go back on the video and I'll add it to the list. I've got some space down here, so screenshot that, get that out of the way, and let's delete everything. Okay, so how are we doing for time? It's literally just, I just want this to be a planning session, to be honest. I don't want to do anything too drastic. Okay, so we've been on here about 45 minutes, that's cool. So I think I'm going to talk about my setup that I've got. So I'm going to put the iPad away, and I'm just going to talk about the setup that I have here. I know you can't see it because it's just a webcam, but so the way I've set everything up is I've got a Mac Mini, a new one with the M1 chip, and I'm currently on my PC which I'm streaming from, and let's delete this, and I am streaming my VNC server window to the stream. So it's kind of like a computer within a computer within a stream within your computer. So it's a bit of an awkward one. So the good thing about this though is it's brand new, so if I ever need to do anything in the future, I can just wipe the Mac and I can just start from scratch. And I want to do it from scratch because I think a lot of people have problems with like setting up their tooling. So what do we have at the minute? We don't have anything on here. We literally just have terminal. We haven't got anything else. We've literally just got terminal. So yeah, we've got nothing in here. So let's just make some folders, projects, and then maybe drone app. So this is really cool. I won't go into it in this session because I just want this to be the first initial session. But we're going to go through things such as, actually, should we get my iPad out again and talk about this? Let's get the iPad out. You can tell I haven't planned any of this. Come on. Oh, okay. Maybe I should plan for next time. I kind of done this on a whim because I rushed. I got off work really late. I work from home, so I didn't finish till like 6:10. So I just had to rush on here and do this. Do I have QuickTime open? Yeah, okay. iPad, there we go. Okay, so the kind of tooling that we need, so tooling's a big one. It's probably going to take a whole session just to do this, you know, a whole 1 hour session, 2 hour session maybe. So we need to set up GitHub, which is going to be our Git repository of choice. So with that we need to set up private key. We need to set up a terminal, so I'm going to use iTerm because I'm on a Mac, and I'm going to use ZSH. We need to set up Brew so that we can install packages easy. We need to set up Node. We need to set up npm. We need to set up Visual Studio Code, which is completely free, so that's why I'm doing it, and you can use it on Microsoft and Apple. We also need to set up the repository, so we need to work out what framework we're going to use. I think we're probably going to use see, I want to use React, but I don't really know React that well. Maybe we should do that so that we can it's either Angular or React, because I want it to be a hybrid app. I'm not going to build it in Java or C for Xcode. I want it to be a hybrid app. Okay, I'll have a think about that one. React or Angular. Obviously, the underlying technology is going to be like something like either React Native, or if it's Angular, probably use like Ionic or Capacitor even. I think it's called Capacitor now. Or it might be What's the other one? Ionic capacitor or Cordova, I guess. Cordova's like really old though. I'm not sure if I want to use Cordova actually. Let's cross that out. So it'll be Ionic or capacitor for Angular and React Native for React. For React Native, there's something called like kitchen sink, or React Native. You might have seen this before. React Native. What's it called? It's like ants, isn't it? React Native ants. Ants. No, React Native. Create React Native base. That's it. Create React Native base. Native base. That's the one. I don't know if that's still actually around. Actually, no, I think it is. I've seen that before. Yeah. Okay. So React Native base. React Native. Create React Native base. Whatever it is. Create React Native app. That's what it is. Oh my god, how do I delete this? There we go. Create React Native app. CRNA. CRNA. That is totally not what I was expecting. Yeah, so it's part of this Expo thing. I've used this before, but I didn't really understand it properly. So it allows you to like use an app on your phone. That's the other thing we need to do as well. We need to figure out how we're actually going to like emulate this. So I'm going to have to like show you guys what I'm doing on the app while I'm building it. Don't know whether to use an emulator. I'm going to see how the Mac Mini reacts to an emulator, because I'm going to have an emulator on the screen somewhere on the side, and then I can just share that. So let's talk about emulators. I know that we're building a hybrid application, but we're still going to need to install the tools that we need for either side. The two biggest OSs, which is Android SDK and also Xcode. And then we'll probably have to install something like Cocoa Pods, never know how to spell that. So we're going to need all that as well. So all of this is going to be in the next session, except for this. So all of this and that, all of this. So that and that is going to be session 1, and then this is probably going to be session 2. And then once we have everything, we can start actually planning out the structure and doing some coding. So first session is talking about the overview, talking about time frames, talking about how long it might take, anything that's going to happen, methodologies, which is what we just did. The second session is going to be tooling, so it's literally just going to be setting up your environment, setting up Android SDK, setting up Xcode, setting up Node, Brew, all that kind of stuff, all that fun stuff. So it's going to be a bit of a drag for me anyway, but hopefully you guys learn something. Oh, we also need to set up Mongo as well. We need to set up like a Mongo server. I'm not sure if that comes under tooling though. We're going to leave that. So like in session 2, if we delete, yeah, let's remove all this. So that will be so let's screenshot this. So that'll be session 1, which will be the next session. This is session 0, or working in 0th index. Let's clear all this. Nope, no cigar there. I've never used that before. It's pretty cool though. Really cool for like quick prototyping and stuff. Actually, I did actually see a guy. There's a guy on YouTube who makes this kind of stuff. Oh my god! Come on. Right, let's go back. Create a new whiteboard. There we go. That's much easier. I wish I did that before. So session. Okay, let's do this then. Let's plan out the sessions. Session 1. Session 0 is overview. session 1 is tooling. Session 2 is going to be like coding setup, I guess, and framework. And then coding 3 onwards is just going to be the coding and making. There we go. So screenshot that, and that's basically what we're going to do. I've just noticed that I've got this over the top. That's not good, is it? Let's go back to what we've done before. Okay. So, in case you didn't see it before, because that window is over the top, this is what I was writing down for the tooling and the sessions. So the left is session 1, right is session 2. Okay, so I think we've got the basic overview. Sorry it's just a short session, but I just wanted to go through it with you. The next session will be probably on Saturday or Sunday, and then we'll tackle tooling. So I'd like to say thanks for watching. This is kind of like a dummy run. I've never done anything like this before, so it'll be, obviously there's going to be hiccups and there's going to be problems. I wish there was more people talking in the chat, because then I could fix things while I'm going, but hopefully after this first video goes out and people start seeing that I'm doing this, I'll get some more reactions. So thanks for watching. Sorry it's been a short one, but we'll do a slightly longer one with the tooling, because I know that's going to take at least 2 hours. So I'll see you on either Saturday or Sunday, depending on my schedule. So yeah, thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon and all that jazz, so that you know when this is going to come up. I think you can also set reminders for the live streams as well, so if you see it pop up, just hit remind me, and then it will remind you when I go live next time. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.